Today is the first time of the year that we go out and dine at a more serious restaurants. We've been pretty much staying at home for 3 to 4 months. I mean, we go out every now and then, but just for essential stuff. But today we're going to eat at a Michelin restaurant in Brooklyn called Oxomoco, and we're driving, and we almost got there. Does that mean we're in a gang area? So now we arrive at Oxomoco, but it looked quite different from before because of all the setup. We just walked past by because we thought it was closed, but it's actually open, so let's go check it out.
Oxomoco is a Michelin one-star upscale Mexican restaurant located in Brooklyn, serving primarily Oaxaca cuisine in open flame setting, which lends to its unique flavor.
So now we are sitting inside Oxomoco, this Michelin one-star restaurant. We have brunch here. They have a menu specifically for brunch, and it's insanely affordable compared to other Michelin restaurants. As you can see here, we have para la mesa for a table. Look at all these items, and they're, I don't think they're expensive for Michelin restaurants. And also we have tacos. So it looks like we can try quite a few items at a affordable price. The name Oxomoco comes from the Aztec deity, the goddess of the moon. There are many interesting gods in Aztec culture aside from the Oxomoco. Oxomoco, you can think of it as Adam and Eve, and Oxomoco is the Eve part of the couple. The Adam part, I think it's called Tipatonal. So Tipatonal and Oxomoco had a son. The name I forgot. It's like pretty complicated. Aside from that, there are also other many interesting Aztec deities such as Huitzilopochtli, the god of war, Tlaloc, the god of rain, Huehuetoto, the god of fire, Xipetotec, the god for flame people. Yes, they do have a god for that, but that's not the only function. It's a god for flame people, for harvest, for agriculture, for life and death and rebirth. And it's interesting because the legend says that the god itself flayed himself to nourish the land or something. So in the ritual, what they do is that the priest will flay someone and wear its skin to perform the ritual, according to the record, that is. Oh, and also the most famous god, Quetzalcoatl, a feather serpent god. You can see that in many of the motifs, many of the carvings in the temple in Mexico. And you can even see it after you take some magic mushrooms, supposedly. This is our first item. It's a side, but you can treat it as an appetizer, Oxomoco Guacamole. You already know guacamole, probably. It's made from avocado, but this one has its own signature twist. You can see it has some cheese and salsa. It comes with this tostada chip, or toasted tortilla. Supposedly, I just use this as like a dip, like this. Oh my god! You hear that? That is so crispy. It snaps open. Oh my god! You have some of the guacamole here. The word guacamole comes from Nahuatl. It's called aguacamole, which means the sauce made from avocado. Guacamole is made from avocado, right? And avocado in Nahuatl is called aguacate. They also use that to refer to testicle, probably because of the similar shape. But guacamole is basically a translated version of aguacamole. This mole means sauce, so it's sauce from avocado. And there you have it. Oh man. No, this avocado is pretty rich. Aside from its signature flavor, it has a little bit of a sweetness and a little bit of like a tang to bring up the refreshness of it. It's such a pleasure to feel all these different textures bouncing in your mouth. Here we have our first set of taco Carnitas. This is pork. And look at the color of the corn here. The color of the tortilla, which is made from corn. This is a special batch that they have from Mexico. So it's different types of corn. As you know, there are many different types of corn. The most typical one that you see were the yellow ones, but there are also blue ones, gray ones, and purple ones. And the one we happen to have today from this batch is sort of bluish gray. It's a very interesting color. I like it. And this is chicharron, fried pork skin, some guacamole sauce. Let me grab that, and some scallions and onion on top. and lime. Look at that. Ooh. And take a bite. Look at the pork here. It's very juicy and it has a smoky flavor in it because everything here is cooked on an open flame, so it has the smoky note in the flavor, and also the fried chicharron is crispy. It provides a contrast. Here is our second set of taco, lamb barbacoa. So it's a lamb taco. We have shredded lamb here with sliced onion and zucchini flower and some lemon juice. Let's have some lemon juice on top. The thing with tacos is always kind of messy to eat because you're gonna make a mess all over your face and over your mouth and stuff. But look at that. Oh man. The lamb flavor is so intense, like the lamb fat. It has this fat with the meat that kind of melt in your mouth. Oh my god, it's such intense flavor. That flavor is so good. Just from the juice, you can tell it's probably really good, right? It's very intense and fatty, but it's not overwhelming because you have the onions and the lemon juice that balance it. It's not overpowering at all. It's a very pleasant bite. Ta-da! This is a flank steak taco. It's supposed to be medium rare on top of this tortilla. It looked amazing with caramelized onion. I was told this is the messiest of all. And you can see some cheese here. Wow, look at that, look at that. Holy, just appreciate this Nova arc. That beef is just marvelous. It's slightly charred and crispy from the outside because of the open flame, but it was medium rare inside, and it was incredibly soft because this slice is pretty thin, so it doesn't take any strength to bite. It is very intense in flavor and fatty, and at the same time, it's not too chewy. So it's like a perfect combination. It's soft, flavorful, smoky, and fatty, and it was just all the good words. It was so good, this one. And of course, the caramelized onion adds the sweetness to this taco. Wow, marvelous. Here, one of our entry. This is called Chilaquile. It's a very typical Oaxacan dish. In fact, this restaurant is mostly about Oaxacan dishes. Oaxaca is an area in South Mexico that has a very unique trade in its own. And this is one of them. So chilaquile is basically fried tortilla chips, sometimes mashed, with a sunny egg, and this is mole crumble. And you can see there are some black beans at the bottom. Let me just grab one of the chip. You're supposed to mix everything together. That's what I'm gonna do. This is already like that. The mole sauce is very cool, especially they made it into this crumble form. Usually mole sauce is a sauce. It's a typical Oaxaca sauce with a bunch of ingredients, cookies, almond, chocolate, and chili. Yeah, you have chocolate and chili in one combination. Is it some kind of dark cuisine? But it apparently is a very typical one from there. And it's quite good. Let me mix it up. Okay. Look at the bottom, you have this black beans and different sauce here. Oh, I think there are more mole sauce at the bottom. Look at that, and cream or Oaxaca cheese, either way. You're supposed to mix them up. You see some onion slices. So it's actually quite rich of a combination here. Okay. With that being said, let me grab one of the chips here. It's just a very rich flavor, amalgamation of many flavors. As you can see in this one chip, we have black beans, cheese, mole, egg, and the tortilla itself. This is our today's most anticipated dish called Tlayuda. It's also a very typical food from Oaxaca region. You can think of them as an oversized tortilla as the base with different topping. In this case, the purple ones were sweet potato. The white one is Oaxaca cheese. And this is mole, so the same sauce as the Chilaquile mole sauce, which is made of typically more than 20 plus ingredients. You can think of it as Oaxaca pizza probably. Look at that slice. It's beautiful. The color is so beautiful to look at. Oh wow, this potato is very sweet and goes pretty well with the corn. The mole provides a bit of interesting flavor. It's sweet, a little bit spicy, a little bitter at the same time. Oaxaca cheese is creamy, and the sauce itself is also kind of creamy, so it's like a creamy texture, but with an interesting fusion of flavors that includes sweetness, a little spiciness, a little bitterness. It's quite interesting. It's sweet, but it's not just sweet, it's like a more complex flavor of the sweetness. This Tlayuda, as you eat along, it becomes more interesting. Now you can feel more and more flavors start to harmonize with each other. At first, I feel most presence, this sweet potato, then later the mole, then the queso. But as you eat along, you can start to feel the brown butter inside, the nutty flavor in the mole, a little bit of a bitterness, and the potent sweetness of the potato. But not a single ingredient particularly stands out. They just harmonize each other, and it tastes pretty good, like a concert. A sweet, soft concert. We just finished our brunch at Oxomoco, and it was pretty good. We liked it a lot. I really like the environment, the internal setting, and also I like the fact that they cook everything on an open flame. That's how you get the flavor. The restaurant is mainly about Oaxaca cuisine, right? A region of Mexico. So I think it's a very good representation or a more modern interpretation of the Oaxacan cuisine. Among all those foods that we ordered, I like the flank steak taco the best. That one was just incredible. It was so soft and juicy and fatty. It was and slightly smoky and crispy on the outside. Consider beef from a stick, right? I usually think it will be somewhat chewy, but this one is incredibly soft. It has an incredibly good mouthfeel. That's my number one. And second is the Barbacoa taco. The lamb taco is also very good. The Carnitas pork taco, it's also good, but compared to the other two, it feels a little short because it's not as fatty. For the main dish, I like Tlayuda a lot. It's a very interesting dish. It's gonna take some time to get used to the taste because the flavor profile isn't something a typical Asian or even Western American palate is used to. So you need some time to acquire that taste. Once you get it, it feels better the more you eat into it. The more I eat it, the better I think it is because of the sweetness, right? It's a very interesting sweet profile. It's not a single sweet flavor, but many compound flavor at the same time. Like once you get used to the sweet flavor, then you can distinct the different sub-flavor note in that sweet one. So that one is incredible. The starter, I also like a lot that, the tostada. Chilaquile, I think it kind of falls short compared to the rest of them. I mean, I think it's still a good one, like a standardly good dish. But compared to the other one stands out so much more. I don't think it stands out as much as the other one. But overall, I still think this is an incredibly good restaurant, especially consider the price point. We spent a little bit over 100 for two of us. So I think this is one of the best value for a Michelin restaurant that you can order what you please. And I will recommend it to anyone wanting to try some Mexican cuisine, but in a bit more elevated way. So this is Fufski signing out. If you like videos about Michelin restaurants or other food items and travels, please subscribe to this channel, hit like, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Hasta luego.